So, if there's one question that never allows a home grower any sleep, it's probably, are my plants getting enough light? If this question's ever crossed your mind, don't worry, you're not alone. Considering almost every professional setup that you guys will see out there is decked out in ultra powerful fancy lighting, there's no mystery why a lot of home growers probably find their lighting solution a little bit subpar or inadequate. But luckily for you guys, your flower success is not dependent on the size of your lights. Like, this is a big ass ring light, but ain't gonna grow nothing, right? But instead, the health of your flowers in regards to lighting relies on a parameter known as the daily light integral, or DLI for short. So in today's episode, I'm going to try to break down some of the recommended DLI values for your flowers from seedling to veg to flower all the way to harvest, and try to break down exactly what DLI is and how it affects you in your growth, and how you can optimize it to save yourself some cash and optimize your grow lights by measuring and adjusting the DLI. Now, some of you guys out there probably never heard of DLI before and don't know what the hell it is, and you guys are pulling some fire. And that's no problem at all. But if you do have an understanding of DLI, it can definitely optimize your setup. And like I said, help you to optimize everything and maybe even save you some expenses. Now I hear some of y'all asking, what is DLI? Feels like I'm hearing new acronyms every day. DLI, dew point, what the I know, right? But the DLI, or the daily light integral, is the total sum of photosynthetic lighting intensity measured as ppfd over a 24-hour period. In short, the DLI is a measure of usable light that your plant receives over a day, ultimately supplying adequate light intensity and duration, i.e. the DLI. That is the single most important factor when it comes to lighting. But here's the catch, guys. The most important part about plant lighting is that each plant has a maximum DLI in its respective growth stage. Thus, the DLI serves as a measurement that provides the cultivators with some insight into the amount of usable light that crop needs to flourish. So you're not just blasting your plants with unusable light, or they're not being underlit. It's actually helping you find that perfect amount of light for that plant. And luckily, the effects of DLI on plants is well researched for many plants, and we can harness that knowledge to cultivate our favorite plant a lot better and cheaper. Speaking of better, if you guys want to grow some really nice flower, the iCan Veg Pack and the iCan Flower Power are definitely what you guys need. This slow release organic fertilizer has tons of great organic amendments and endomycorrhiza and beneficial bacteria in there that'll really help power your plants through flower. So definitely give them a try, guys. Hit that discount code icanthc. There's a flash sale going on right now where you guys can grab the bundle, a pack of veg and a pack for flower, and you guys will be good to go. Now personally, I like to partner that up with Recharge because that's a killer combo. I love growing organics and even synganic systems, and Recharge really goes a long way to helping boost my microbial activity within my soil. Hit that discount code icanthc on the Recharge website or on Amazon and snag a discount on Recharge as well. Just hit the discount code icanthc wherever you grab your stuff and you guys will be good to go. Save some cash. Now like I said, I'm certain some of you guys are growing that fire and have no idea what DLI is or never even paid attention to it. But the effect of DLI on plants is monumental. Without proper lighting, your plants will have a tough time surviving. As you guys can probably see all throughout the world, especially with things like ruderalis and autoflowers, plants have adapted their lighting needs according to their environment. But there are a lot of benefits when it comes to dialing DLI and supplying the proper amount of light to your ladies. When you dial in your DLI, it reduces some of that super tight node spacing, and it actually stimulates root and shoot growth. It increases a lot of your stem thickness, so if you guys got some really thin floppy stems, stuff like silica helps, but also just dial in your DLI. You don't gotta buy any additional supplements. Dial in your friggin' lighting. Yo, before I forget, guys, the iCan VIP Bean Club is popping. We got a new drop going out super soon, and you guys got to be in for the new drop. Don't forget, the old page got taken down, so make sure you guys are in with the new page. Link in the description below. I want to make sure you guys are in for that new drop. Peace. Now, DLI also increases your flower size. There are a lot of studies out there that show that DLI and dialing in your DLI increases your flower size, but also your plant vigor. So if you're looking for some nice flowers, fat flowers, but also vigorous ladies, then dial in that DLI. Figure out what's the perfect DLI for your lady. And once you got that DLI dialed in, you'll start to notice other benefits like increasing nutrient water uptake, a reduction in the plant's susceptibility to diseases and pest outbreaks, and you'll also just notice an increase in general in how your ladies behave. They just grow a lot more healthy, vigorously, and a lot more explosive growth everywhere. So as you guys can see, the DLI measure affects the entire plant, not just the leaves. Some people say the fan leaves are like solar panels, they absorb the light, but dial in that DLI and it'll affect your entire plant in a positive way. If your DLI is not dialed in, you may notice things lacking in certain areas and just not being as optimized or growing as well as they can. Again, supplying your plants with proper lighting is the #1 factor to a successful crop. Now, I know a lot of you are running lights indoors because I mean, heck, why would you run lights outdoors, right? And since our favorite medicinal plants originated from southern and mountainous areas like Nepal, Afghanistan, Pakistan, more of those areas actually prefer a lot of light. So the recommended DLI values are relatively high. In strict agricultural terms, plants require full sun to flourish. But if you're running indoors, you got to consider things like light height, light output, and lighting duration to achieve proper lighting. Now there's actually a pretty useful chart which I'll throw up on screen right now, which helps you guys to break down based on research and experience what's the ideal DLI values for your ladies over a length of time for the full grow cycle. And as you guys can see, during the seedling stage it starts out pretty low, then it goes up toward the veg stage, then drops back down when you transition to flower, and then as you go later on into flower it slowly increases and then drops back off again when the flowers mature before harvest. So it's really interesting. You don't want to just be blasting your plants with light 24 hours a day, 12 hours a day during the flower period, all the way up until the end of harvest. So dial in that DLI, you guys will realize you don't need to have these on 24/7 or 12/12. Rather, you can optimize your setup and save some cash. Now for autoflowers on the other hand, things are slightly different, and as you can see with this chart, it requires a more of a linear sort of approach. It's just not going up and down as much. You basically increase the DLI toward the end of the seedling stage, throughout the veg stage, and sort of have it peak off at a minimum, keep it constant throughout the end of flower, and then bring it down a bit as the flowers start to mature before harvest. Now just a quick word on PPFD range, guys. Keep providing ideal immediate par intensity, which is measured in PPFD, to your plants is just as crucial as providing the optimal amount of light throughout the entire day. Because the DLI is the product of time, photoperiod, and light intensity, PPFD, you can hit an optimal DLI value with the wrong combination of those two parameters and you will be way off. I know, when you think of things this way, lighting can become really complex and maybe even overwhelming. But there is a DLI calculator specifically for our favorite medicinal plants that you guys can check out. I'm gonna put a link to that in the description below. I would definitely recommend checking that out if you guys want to optimize your DLI. Now you guys got to understand that every plant is different, and even with all this research on DLI, par levels, CO2, and every other lighting aspect that you guys can probably think of, it still probably won't exactly cover the needs of your specific plants in your individual setup, because everyone's setup is different. I got a rigged cabinet setup for my veg space and some flower tents. And there are other factors like grow room temps, environment, spectral light distribution, amount and quality of water, nutrients, genetics, and so much more. All these things have an influence on how well or how not well your ladies grow. So I would definitely recommend treating everything that I said in this video today as a basic guideline or as a starting point for you guys to optimize the lighting in your individual setups. If your ladies seem happy and healthy when you make a few tweaks, then you're definitely on the right track. And the scary thing is that I think most indoor gardeners are yet to discover the economic benefits they get from optimizing their lighting. Some people just literally run their lights on 12/12, leave them on 80% for the entire run. That's it. But since our favorite plants are so unique and each one requires a specific DLI for optimal growth, one can assume that going over or under the recommended DLI will cause a disproportionate effect in the quality of your flower and in your wallet. Because you're basically blasting these lights for 12 hours when you don't need to. And that's one thing that a lot of people overlook, because all you guys are blasting your lights and paying an unnecessarily high electricity bill. And I do think that that's mainly because there's a misconception or a common belief that the more light, the bigger the flowers. So let's blast those babies. But the truth is, the more light is not always the better. There's actually a point where more light does not induce more plant growth, or it can actually even cause harm to the plant. You can get light stress, light burn, and all sorts of stuff. But on the other hand, having a lower than recommended DLI can result in lackluster flowers, airy larvae flowers, and just in general a missed growing opportunity because you spent 3 months growing some boof. So to avoid growing any of that boof, you guys definitely need to just find that sweet spot. You want to hit that sweet spot that encompasses maximum plant growth with minimal DLI, so that your indoor growing operation won't produce a bigger operation than you really bargained for, but you're also optimizing the plants as best as possible, not going to suffer any light burn, light stress, or anything like that. One of those par light meters, also referred to as quantum par meters or PPFD meters, those provide accurate DLI readings, and that can help you dial in a lot. Some of them even connect to your phone through an app, and it just works out real seamless. So all that said, guys, do you guys pay attention to DLI? Is it something that you guys actually focus on? Is it something that bothers you at all? Or is it something that you're going to pay attention to so you can maximize and dial in your quality potential and save some cash because you're not wasting electricity for no reason? Yo, y'all gotta check out them new Mars Hydro Evo Smart Lights, fam. Those lights rock. Y'all know we've been running Mars Hydro gear on this channel for the longest while now. And no matter whether you're a beginner grower or a master grower, whatever the hell that means, then for sure, Mars Hydro lights got you covered, fam. Two of my personal favorites are the FC8000 and the SP3000. These lights rock. And now Mars Hydro's leveled up the game even more with these Evo Smart Lights, fam. Definitely check them out, guys. And of course, we got you guys covered with that discount code icanthc. Use that and snag a nice little discount on anything. Definitely check out the Mars Hydro official website. Now, if I were you guys, I'd use that discount code on them new Evo Smart Lights, fam. These lights got some amazing standout features, such as the Samsung LM301H Evo's high efficiency rating. We're talking 3.14 UMOs per joule for a single diode and 2.85 UMOs per joule for the entire light. Mind-blowing. Plus, they also got that new smart FC4000 Evo bar light made for 2x4 coverage. So if you're like me and you love to use 2x4 tents just because of how versatile and nifty they are, then this light is definitely worth a try. For any 2x4 tent, I'd recommend this or the SP3000. I love my SP3000. And for any 4x4 or 5x5 tent, I'm going to definitely recommend these new Evo smart lights or that FC8000. I've also used the FC6500 and it works great. Now, it doesn't stop there, guys, because Mars Hydro's also got tons of grow tents, carbon filters, and other grow equipment as well. If you're just starting off, you can grab an entire grow kit with everything that you need to get started from seed all the way to harvest, including thermometers, pots, timers, the works. With that Mars Hydro icanthc discount, you guys can get it at a great price too. So level up your grow room and thank me later. You won't regret it, I promise you, fam. Drop it in the comments down below and let me know. I'm always interested in what you guys got to say. And don't forget, if you guys want to find out more about growing that fire, then definitely check out any episode on screen right now. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, fam.